Spread your wings! Explore! We've got plenty of places for you to spill your blood on this set. Just take your pick. Now don't forget, the more blood, the better! Please, make yourself right at home. Mi casa es su casa. Welcome to the other side of town where things get worse. Much worse! Like a rat in a maze. Only this one is filled with things that want to suck your brains through a straw. Ah, and what a scene that would be! You have to admire the set work that was put into this town. It's an exquisite piece of craftsmanship. Perhaps we could add you to the decor. Permanently! Now, if you just get in front of that car, we just might have something to stitch together. Death by toxin injection? That would most certainly get you squirming and screaming. Care to give it a try? I prefer your blood to splatter, but shattering is just fine too. Besides, it'd thaw out eventually. Asphyxiation! Wonderful! We're prepped for an extreme close-up, so we can truly focus on your last gasp as it leaves your lifeless corpse. This scene would be a lot more exciting if you were sitting in that trap. Quit wasting your time with that! Unless, of course, you want to slide yourself in there for a real good shot! Just when you think we've got the shot, you go and step out of frame! Now get back in that trap and show me some blood! We'll never get your close-up shot right if you keep avoiding all of those wonderful toys! Might I suggest letting that thing have its way with you? My audience is just dying to hear you scream! What? Not feeling like a swim? You'd look like a real prize if you were extra crispy! Why not give it a try? Self-induced electrocution? I like where you're going with this! Cut! That's a wrap, people! Worst death scene. Act 1. Cases, everybody! You'll never work in this town again! Next time, you need to cry on cue, then die on cue! That performance makes me want you to be a better actor! Congratulations! You've clinched the nomination for lamest death scene in a horror movie. I'm so proud. Oh my! I'm afraid this one is bound for an early digital release. Do it again, with feeling, please! You don't have it, kid. And I don't even know what it is. But whatever it is, you don't have it! Oh, how far the star has fallen! You can't even die believably! I have half a mind to recast you. Stop messing up my masterpiece! Go in tight. Hold it. Now dolly out. Slowly. Continue bleeding. Continue bleeding. More bleeding. More bleeding. And sing! The only convincing part of that performance was when you died. And if it wasn't for the gallons of your blood spilled everywhere, I don't think I would have even believed that! Thank you for ending your woefully mind-numbing performance. You call that acting? You couldn't act yourself out of a paper bag! Try again! Clearly there was some mix-up with the casting director, Because I was under the impression I was working with real actors and not the rejects from an elementary school play. How can I put this? You're as dead as your career. Bravo. A truly uninspired performance worthy of softcore porn or cable network sitcoms. Auditions for the hemorrhoid commercials are next week. Why am I always stuck working with amateurs? The best thing about your performance is that it ended. So, I guess you got that part right. You missed all your cues and flubbed every line that came out of that garbage hole you call a mouth. Other than that, you did great. Perhaps next time you'll stick to the script. I don't pay you to think. I don't pay you to act. In fact, I don't pay you at all. Which is why this arrangement has worked so well, and why I'm still alive and you're dead. You remind me of the cast that auditioned before you. They couldn't act either. Really, don't worry. I've got nothing better to do than to stand around watching you play these damn arcade games. What's the matter? New York too scary for you? This film isn't going to film itself, you know. How many times do I have to tell you? The break room is not part of the set! It's funny how no matter how many times you tell an actor we aren't shooting behind the scenes footage, that they somehow keep going behind the scenes! You sit in here any longer and we'll have to go straight to home movies and skip the theatrical release. What is it with you in this place? You do realize the cameras aren't rolling in here, right? I wouldn't normally say this, but get back on the damn set already! Trust me, kid. You'll never get discovered in a place like this. So you want to just sit in the arcade, drowning your sorrows in 8-bit color palettes, huh? Sounds like an actor's recipe for obscurity to me. Not exactly the place nor the command performance I was looking for. Don't expect any warm welcomings with a performance like that. Are cue cards in order, my dear? I mean, what's it going to take to get through that thick skull of yours? You're only here for one reason. To die! Once again, a lackluster, uninspiring scene performed by our talentless lady on the set. You'd think after 4 films, you might have an acting bone in your body. Oh, you were so close to something usable, but of course you've managed to ruin it. When are you going to learn? It's death, Sally. Nothing more. Now get back on set and take it from the top! Sally, what is it with you and these phoned-in performances? Perhaps you need to try a few more gallons of blood and intensify your screams. That just might give us something to work with! As the script dictates, Sally, you're to be on set bleeding, screaming in agony, and dying! You know, Sally, the arcade is not part of the set, and every moment you waste away in there is a moment you're not doing what you were brought here for. Dying! Wonderful! Not a shot worth a damn, and now you're spending your nights in the arcade. Oh, Sally, where did I go wrong with you? Simple, yet so completely out of touch. Let's go over it again. You scream, you bleed, you die! I hate to admit it, Sally, but perhaps a recasting is in order. Here I give my little scarecrow his brains back, and what do I get? Nothing more than a waste of my time, and footage destined for the cutting room floor. Poindexter, you've got such potential, yet you bore me with these flaccid performances, ripe with an aptitude for hemorrhoid ointment commercials. Not bad, not good either, But at least it wasn't worse than that crap performance you gave in Shaolin. So much potential, but so little blood. Too few screams, and that agonizing attempt at death. I've seen more passion emanating off of a can of soup. Perhaps if you bled more and screamed more, we might have something usable. But alas, you continue to disappoint. You've got so much potential hiding in there, Poindexter. So get back on the set and show us some of that potential. And do, please get it all over the set. I know it can be lonely in here, but don't worry. The others aren't far behind you. I really hope you're not counting on the others. I love breaking it to you, kid. They couldn't act their way out of a paper bag. Look on the bright side. At least you're in your favorite kind of place. Too bad it's gonna be permanent. Listen carefully, Andre, so that we can salvage something from this dreaded experience you call acting. First, you're going to scream in agony. Second, your blood is going to splatter on everything in the scene. Lastly, you're going to die with believability. Now report back to set and take it from the top. That had to be some of the worst acting I've ever laid eyes on. At best, that was second-rate elementary school performing. And that's putting it gently. Be one with the pain. Let it absorb you into its arms. Allow the blood to ooze out of you. Fill the air with your gasps and struggle for oxygen. Stay focused and at just the right moment. Die! When you're done fooling around in here, we're ready for your next scene. In this shot, we're going to mutilate you and then watch and listen intently while you die! Try to harken back to the other movies. You had some really close performances in the previous films. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face. Sit tight. The others will be joining you here permanently. Any moment now. Might as well get comfortable. I don't suspect you'll be going anywhere anytime soon. Poor Andre, left alone in the arcade again, while the others attempt to string together a decent performance without you. Pity. I thought you made a decent team. If we were shooting a what not to do when acting tutorial. Dreadful, awful, talentless. Do any of these things ring a bell, AJ? Because reviewing your last performance, it pretty much sums it all up. Now, perhaps you'd like to give this whole death thing another try. Possibly with a hint of believability. Poor AJ. Another trip to the Afterlife arcade with little more than a tepid performance worthy of a late-night infomercial. A shame, really. It's really simple, AJ. They kill you, and you die in spectacular fashion. Shall I have cue cards made? I don't know what's been worse, AJ. Casting you, or watching your abysmal attempts at acting this long. Perhaps the silver screen is too large for the likes of someone with your unusual flair for outstanding performances in mediocrity. As a jock in Spaceland, I thought I spotted a glimpse of potential. But of course, that was an utter disaster. Here I cast you as one of the stars of this film, and this is the best you can do? Tragic, pathetic, and hardly worthy of public access television. Clearly the talents of a true thespian do not course through those veins of yours. Perhaps if you had spilled some of that crimson red blood out of them and died with some passion, you wouldn't be such a complete waste of time and space. The only thing that's gonna save that career of yours, AJ, is... well... I can't think of a thing! Well. If it isn't favorite little busty waste of time. Based off of that last performance, it's looking like you're gonna be spending a lot more time in here. Welcome to the end of the road for talentless rejects. You'd better get comfortable, because your unimaginative and dull hosting days are long gone, my darling.
Finally off of your little velvet casting couch, I see. There's no couch in here, my dear. But you'll get used to it. They all do. I was certain that we could get something usable from your death, but you've proven once again, like most of Hollywood, to be nothing more than a talentless push-up bra with no brains. Oh, all out of tokens. And here I was, thinking you were finally ready for your close-up. But alas, you've proven to be nothing more than a pretty face with no talent. A shame, really. You had such potential. I've been told the old arcade could use some prettying up. Not quite what I'd want to decorate the place with, but I guess you'll just have to do. Just when you were getting the hang of things, and your career comes to a screeching halt. Pity. I once thought you might actually have some talent, hiding under that beehive of yours.
No! You were supposed to let the radioactive thing have its way with you, not kill it! Do you have any idea what something like that takes to manifest? What are you doing? That scene called for you to die, not the radioactive thing! You're ruining my movie! You had one job. One job! Why is it so hard for you to just die? On your mark, my dear. Our finale is ready to be shot, and I've got big plans for this scene. Oh, and don't forget to bleed immensely. We'll need that to really sell your death. Finally, the real star of this film is ready to get things right. Now remember, it just needs you to stand still while it decimates you. Of course, you can try to resist for some added flavor, but we all know resistance is futile. Oh, goody. Look what the tide dragged in. Your death! Feast on their souls. Your souls will be devoured. Nothing can save you now. You can try to run. You can try to hide. You can try to stay alive, but no matter what, your souls will be mine! Devour their souls. Devour their souls. Feast on their flesh and their souls will be mine. I will have your souls. You've made it this far, but the truth that is awaiting you is worse than anything you could have imagined. May all you've seen provide you the courage, strength, and wisdom to endure. You might believe that this journey is over, but this was just the audition. You've got the role, but now you must truly give the performance of a lifetime, or all hope shall be lost. I've searched for 1,000,000 lifetimes and had nearly lost all faith, but here we are. You might believe I am your enemy, but in time I have hopes that you will learn I was little more than the catalyst for your adventure. Bravo! Until now I had pegged you as a flash in the pan. Don't let it get to your head, though. The remaining journey, and he that lies in wait, will be something none of you could have imagined. I must admit, you've surprised this old man. None have made it as far as you have, but we all know how this ends. with gallons of your blood pouring onto the cold, hard floor, while the camera catches every last drop. Welcome to your final stop, boys and girls. Tonight, we have a very special group of guests, just dying to get to know you. From the insides out, of course. My desire to birth the ultimate killing machine resulted in the creation of the cryptid species. Their biological menace would result in the near collapse of all mankind. You stand little to no chance against them. But what magic they will create when they're ripping the flesh from your bones! If it's not the zombies, it will be the cryptids. Either way, we have the set ready and the cameras rolling, ready to catch every ferocious tear of your flesh. Nothing brings me more joy than knowing that tonight is the night we finally get your death scene right. The cryptids will be sure to make certain of that. Don't worry, though. They always make quick work of their victims, though in your case, I hope they make magic for the camera that lasts. As noted in every previous film, we need gallons of your blood spilled all over the set in glorious fashion. Now get with the script, or I'll have to spill your blood myself. And tonight's special just arrived. Perfect timing. Your co-stars are rather hungry. Glad you had your little fun on the bloody beaches of radioactive thing with our mistress of the dark. But the forecast says your fun in the sun is over. Tonight calls for a chance of dismemberment with a high probability of death. Sounds like a wonderful time to film to me. Shall we begin? I never thought that brain-dead bimbo in the black dress would ever get off that couch. Looks like you're on your own this time, boys and girls. Oh, I know you've grown accustomed to having help, celebrity if you will, but those days are long gone. Tonight your newest co-stars have razor-sharp teeth, claws to match, and an appetite not even the undead can keep up with. You may not think they are, but I think they are quite beautiful. My, what a little journey you've been on. Ah, this film and its journey possess a very special place in my heart. What would have been the continuation of my Extinction series of films. The Beast from Beyond, as I would have called it. This film was a work in progress for some time, but due to circumstances beyond my control, it was never completed. A financially collapsing studio and a ballooning budget let this one slip away from me. I always wanted to finish this work of art. Tonight, we can. Let's not make this movie another snore fest, shall we? We need blood! Lots of it! And let's get those costumes shredded with some of your flesh dangling out of them on the double! You did specify that you'd be willing to give all of yourself to the performance after all! You might just find what you're looking for. Well, if it isn't little Miss Sally all the way from the valley. This is your final screen test, Sally. The moment we've all been waiting for. Tonight, you play your greatest role ever. Dinner! Ah, Poindexter. I was hoping this is where we would film your demise. Just imagine the cold, solid metal of the floor pressing against you as you lay on it, pouring gallons of your blood across the set. The mere thought of it is giving me goosebumps. Of course, I'd prefer one of the cryptids to tear your flesh open. But do please experiment with new and interesting ways to die here, of course. Lights! Cameras rolling! Action! This shall be the ultimate screen test, Poindexter. A return to one of my most horrifying creations ever. The Cryptids! Welcome to the world premiere of The Beast from Beyond. You've come all this way to finally deliver the scene you were made for, Andre. I'll hold the camera tight on you when you're down. So remember, this moment is all about your death. Be sure to focus on the agonizing pain and go with it. Places now. Cameras rolling. Action! Shoving your hand into the radioactive thing's eye was not in the script, Andre! What is in the script is my cryptid army tearing you to shreds. Remember, I need agony and fear in those eyes while your blood pours onto the set. Action! AJ, it is astounding you've made it this far. I had you dead by scene 2 of Spaceland, but somehow, here you are. I'd say it was your raw talent, but you and I both know we've yet to see that. So let's just try to focus on getting this scene just right. When you're torn open, and your insides begin to spill out, be sure to look into the camera so we can catch every ounce of your agony! Beast from Beyond, take 1. And... action! Talentless much, AJ? I'm sure all of the directors ask you that. Let's cut to the chase. The role I've got for you tonight has you being torn to shreds by cryptids! Piece of cake, right? Action! Oh, I can hear it now. The beauty of your screams, the splatter of your blood. These are the moments people yearn to hear from you on screen. So don't ruin it! Now remember, Elvira, don't stop bleeding, breathing, or drifting off into oblivion until I say, cut! Oh, look! My least favorite B-movie actress of all time. How nice of you to join us on this most festive occasion. What are we celebrating, you ask? Why, your death, of course! I hope you're ready for your close-up, Elvira. I've got some amazingly talented crew on set that specialize in dismemberment, and they are just dying to adjust that malfunction of a wardrobe you call flesh. Well, look who finally decided to get off her back for once and join the rest of the party. Do play nice with the locals. They're big fans of your work and can't wait to get up close and personal with their favorite item on the menu, your brains. Though I've already warned them, it won't be very much to eat. Oh, wonderful! You finally come out of hiding! Though you're hardly hiding much in that tasteless outfit. It won't matter, though. Unlike the rest of your affairs, your push-up bra won't be doing much with this cast, my darling. This movie doesn't call for a bimbo in a tight dress, but... oh, I've got just the costume change in mind for you. First, I'll have them tear your flesh open, and then I'll have them spread your innards across the set floor. Ooh, this is going to be marvelous! Places, everyone, places! And... action! Quit messing with the color! You're ruining the composition of my film! You're ruining a classic masterpiece! If I wanted color, I would have shot the film that way in the first place! You clearly know nothing about quality film production! This is why you are the expendable actor and I'm the director! As a matter of fact, you don't seem to know much about the acting either! The least you could do is grace us all with a proper death scene for once! Why do you continue to ruin my masterpiece with your incessant desire to destroy celluloid perfection? Besides, your monochrome blood looked delightful on camera. A true classic feast for the eyes, if you will. Enough with the color adjustments already! I go and create one of the greatest classic homages of all time, and here you are, mucking up a masterpiece! Whomever told you adjusting the tint of this classic motion picture was a good idea, they lied to you! Now if you will, quit meddling with my work and grace us with a death scene worthy of such classic movie making! You're destroying the composition and mood of my film! This film was never intended to be in color! Your meddling with the pigmentation of the celluloid is disintegrating the very thing that solidifies the homage paid to the era! You know, Elvira, the cast is ready to assist you with your ride to the afterlife anytime you're ready! We're ready for that close-up of yours whenever you're ready. All I need you to do first is die! Things would go a lot faster if you just die already! You never were a very good host. Let's see if you make a better corpse! Your push-up bra isn't gonna save you tonight. So, ready to die yet, Elvira? We've got the lights and cameras ready to catch every gruesome moment. How many times do I have to remind you that we've got a death scene to shoot, and it doesn't take place in here? We're never gonna get a good shot with you screwing around in that projector room. Don't you know we've got mayhem and murder to dance with tonight? Oh, and look, they're playing your song. Get the hell out of that projector room and get back on set. Enough with the coffee breaks in the projector room already. Quit messing around with that projector and get back on the set. There's nothing that belongs to you in that room. Now get back on set! You're wasting good film! That room is not yours to mess around with. Get back on the set! And get to dying already! We're never going to wrap filming if you keep taking these constant breaks from production. Now get back on set so we can kill you already! Breaks behind the scenes won't save you. Nothing will! Hacking will only get you punched to death! Break time's over! Now get your ass back on set so we can film that death scene of yours! Fine, take a break. It's not like death won't be waiting for you when you return. And don't worry, the cameras will be ready and rolling. Carpenter! Double money! Fire sale! Infinite ammo! Infinite grenades! Infinite grenades! Instant to kill. Max ammo! It doesn't matter how many you clear out. There will always be more. No, no, no! That is not what the scene called for. Take it from the top. This isn't your directorial debut, you know. Your performance was nothing less than dreadful. Why am I not surprised? Having trouble, are we? What? Did you think this would be easy? And here I was thinking that we were getting more than high school drama class reject performances from you for once. From the top! Was that supposed to be a good performance? I thought I had seen your worst performance yet. But you are just full of surprises, aren't you? I am pretty certain that is not what the script called for! If you were looking to make your directorial debut, this is not the time, nor is this the place! That's all wrong! You're not supposed to kill the rhino. You're supposed to let it tear you to shreds. You're ruining my film with this off-the-cuff performance. Get it through that pretty little head of yours. I need you dying, while the cryptids shred your flesh. Got it? Killing the rhino is not in the script! Cut! This is not in the script, and you are ruining my film! That was all wrong as usual! We'll need to take that from the top, but next time, I'll need to see you lying on the floor. Dead! Got it? Introducing tonight's guest star. May I present you with... your death! What? You thought I wouldn't let you play with one of my favorite creations? Come now, what fun would that be? Besides, the cameras are rolling, and I'm certain this is the moment where your blood finally gets to shine under that big glistening spotlight. Perhaps you could spare a few gallons of your blood so we can spruce the scene up a bit? Welcome to the end of the road. While I could say I've enjoyed your performances thus far, that would be misleading. Though this could be your chance to bleed into the camera and make up for all your past acting failures. You hear people talking about getting second chances. Those comeback kids, if you will. Sometimes in life you get a chance to do things again, and this time around you've learned a thing or two. It's what we do in those moments that can define us.